It's Mary on the run. It's Mary, Mary on the run. It's Mary, Mary on the run. It's Mary, Mary on the run. Mary on the run.
Welcome to the next episode of Mary on the Run. And today we have Grace Molloy. And Grace is a graduate in the class of 2017. And I've had the pleasure of working with Grace the last 2 summers. So Grace, do a little bit more of an intro for the folks that are watching us today.
Hi, my name is Grace Molloy. I'm a graduate of the class of 2017, and I'm preparing to graduate this spring at Loyola University in Chicago. I am a psychology major with minors in theater and French, and I currently plan on going on to graduate school to pursue my master's degree in social work.
So tell us a little bit about your experience at Loyola, and what have you done during your time there?
Through my sort of first experience with the theater department here, it was for, a required class. I was just doing the run crew credit that I have to do. I wasn't expecting much, but it ended up being a great experience and a whole new side of theater for me. And then, I guess they liked what I did, so they asked me the next semester to do the lighting design, which was super fun, something totally different. And then I started enrolling in design classes. I've been loving that, and luckily I was randomly paired my freshman year with a theater major who over time became my best friend and is still my roommate to this day. Everything worked out in the end, and it's been a great 4 years. It's kind of crazy to me that it's coming to an end already.
Well, it does feel like just 4 years ago, but it's very short 4 years. You were on stage here at Trinity Hall, so I'm not surprised that you found a place in theater. I'm actually surprised that wasn't where you looked first, because you've always been on the stage, and Grace played a number of key roles in the Trinity Hall Theater, Queen's Court company, and she had the lead. So I'm glad to see that you made that connection in theater. Now, didn't you do a Beyond the Hall in theater as well?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to, I drove myself out to Chicago. That was my first time sort of coming out here on my own. And it was a great experience getting to know sort of the nonprofit theater organizations out here from the other side, not just as, someone who appreciates the art, but getting to see how it all runs. And it was some great insight, really, and I really enjoyed that.
So your Beyond the Hall kind of laid that foundation as well as your own experience in theater. So that's great. Now, with psychology, you're going to go into social work. So what draws you to that area?
So I think I was sort of uncertain of where I was going to take it at first. I knew I wanted, a helping profession that could involve like more direct interaction with the client that I would be helping, but I didn't necessarily want to be a psychologist. So I sort of began exploring other areas where I could, use those same skills that I've learned over the past few years in a different way. And I landed on social work and sort of, just started exploring that. And I think a lot of people think of it as just like, oh, someone who works in the foster care system or adoption, but it can also be, psychotherapy. It just is missing some of the aspects that you would get with counseling or psychiatry or being a psychologist, which is like research and assessments, which isn't necessarily something that I felt like super passionate about. So I think it's sort of the right fit for me.
Social workers have a real important place in society. And so you're going to graduate school and being able to realize that the importance of social work is great. And I think it's a great place for you. So I anticipate hearing much about your success there. So tell us a little bit about being in the Windy City. How is it being in Chicago?
I sort of miss everything being open. Obviously, right now, because of COVID, a lot of what I would normally do on the weekends or for fun isn't exactly available right now. But my freshman and sophomore years, it was so fun, being able to explore, and we go to the art museum for free, or the Art Institute. So, it was always going to see what was new there. Always something interesting coming in. And, it's a really great city and there's so much to it. I feel like I know like only a tiny minuscule part of, what's available. And so I'm disappointed I can't explore more at this time, but I mean, I'm staying home and staying safe. So,
And what I've kind of seen over the years is that many students who go to school in and around Chicago, that's often a place they return to. So those of us on the East Coast think about New York as the place for young people to be, and those on the West Coast think of Los Angeles, but we forget about this wonderful city in the middle of the country, Chicago. So you've had a great opportunity to be there, and you'll go back.
yeah, I'm sure.
Tell me a little bit about what lessons you felt you took from Trinity Hall that really were impactful in your ability to be successful at Chicago, at Loyola Chicago.
I definitely sought out that sense of community that we have at Trinity, and I was so happy to find that in the theater department. I think that's definitely something I would say to anyone as you move on from the Trinity Hall community. You're gonna maybe lack that, and in the beginning, you might feel a little lost. And I think once you find that, um, you'll definitely, start to feel at home. And I think I also, just like engaging class discussion without feeling nervous or like I'm overbearing on the conversation, recognizing that, everyone's voice has a place in the classroom. I think I learned that a lot from, our more discussion based style of learning. And I think that was really important to come in and, be confident in what you have to bring to the table.
Did you find being in a Jesuit community kind of was a good transition from Trinity Hall to a Jesuit university, right? Because Loyola is Jesuit.
Really, the only difference was, you had to take two religion classes, and I found them both very interesting. I ended up switching up my second credit to learn about Islam instead. My other option was a course specifically on the life of Jesus, and I decided, why not learn something I don't already know? I mean, I felt like there was, you know, there's so much else to learn, and so it was exciting, and I was really glad that there was a diverse number of options for us. And I think the thing that connects it still is sort of the mission and the values of the school, that I think I felt that same connection here as I did at Trinity Hall.
Tell me, is there a message that you wish you knew when that you would be able to impart to the girls?
I would say take advantage of all the resources that the school offers. Things like academic advising, if your school has like a writing center or career development center, we have all of that here. And I think it wasn't until my junior and senior year that I started to seek out those resources to help me as I, decided to continue my education, and just helping me, develop certain skills or develop my resume more. And I think, they're there, they're waiting, they're willing to help you with really anything. Almost every school has a wellness center with mental health resources. Don't be afraid to utilize those resources while you're on campus. And I think it's all really great that they have all of that, and I think a lot of it is underused and undervalued.
Great message. So now the 4 years, did you stay all 4 years on the Chicago campus, or did you do any traveling or any other programs?
My fall semester of my junior year, I studied abroad in France with IES, which was a great experience for me to, further develop my language skills for my French minor, but also, I gained an understanding of a whole new culture, and I really lived in that for 4 months, and I think it's a really special experience. And I even got to teach English while I was there, which was really fun for me. And it was just a really special experience. I definitely recommend studying abroad to anyone who has the opportunity. Yeah.
Anything you want to share that I haven't asked? What was your favorite course?
I would have to say last semester I took a lab in developmental psychology, which was a focus on um, adolescence. And each week we focused on a different issue facing the youth in America. And I really loved that class and that professor. And she's actually writing one of my other letters of recommendation. I reached out to her and I said, this class was so formative in not only my understanding of the issues, but also, my passion. And I really focused in and decided on children, family, and youth services based on that class. It was a really, really special class, and I'm so grateful I got to take it just before she retired. She's an amazing professor, and it was a really great class.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, developmental psychology. That was always one of my favorites too, Grace. And obviously, in your field of study now, as you move beyond this level, that will be surely informative to you. Okay, one last question that I have. Okay, what did the summer internships at Trinity Hall mean to you?
It was such a pleasure to come back and, be welcomed right back into the community. I always feel I'll have a place at Trinity Hall, and it was really nice to come back to it. And I mean, I learned so much, and I mean, from you, from Mrs. Calandrino, from all the other staff and teachers. It was really special, and I'm so grateful for it.
So, and we were so grateful to have you, Grace. So put a plug in for the other group that you and Nicole have really taken the lead on.
Yes, I'm the vice president of the Alumni Association for Trinity Hall, which is a great honor to me. And we have some programming in the works coming up to help, reconnect the community and get everyone involved. So I'm super excited for that.
And I hear the girls, we want to have a Mary on the Run tailgate. And I understand, I've dropped that a couple of times, and I understand you're going to embrace it and run with it.
Yes, we were thrilled to hear about the tailgate, and
Okay, good.
we're hoping to get a group of girls together to help plan and bring some other voices in and make sure everyone feels seen and represented at this.
You're taking the lead on that, and making one of my dreams come true. So thank you very much. Thanks for joining me today. I know that you just came out of class, so Grace went from class to on screen, and we thank you, Grace, for coming. And I just wish you the best, and I'll see you soon, and God bless. So thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Mary on the run. It's Mary.